Alright guys, I am being blinded by the flash of my wife's phone, but I'm here showing you this engine. So it's coming together, just kind of mock-up. I was going to get the cylinder heads on tonight, but I forgot that it's a Ford and the cylinder head bolts go into the water jacket, so I need sealant. Although the ARP lube does harden up a little bit, it's not enough to seal it. Nice 650 card, which is probably going to be used for that on the run stand unless somebody buys it. 250 for that 650 Proform Works mint. Alright, so then if I get my wife to come in here and show you straight into the ports, there's a little bit of a misalignment, and this is why when you buy stuff like this, it's really important to port match and die chem them and really find out where your ports sit, because that bump isn't that great. But with the intake gaskets laid in place and everything, it won't be as aggressive. Right now, I don't have intake gaskets on there, so it should raise it up enough to almost line it up, and there should be very little, if any, bump in between. So this is why it's really hard to take parts straight out of the box and try to put it together. Now for us, this is kind of what it is. My buddy just wants to get this thing running so he can sell it, and his price is going to be very nice, enough to where if somebody wanted to go back through this motor, they will not be upside down. There's a lot of nice parts on this, but that's one of the notes I have to make on this, that the port alignment between the intake and the cylinder heads is off. And that's why when people say port matching, a lot of the times they're only matching the opening of the gasket. But the problem is that sometimes due to height differences in the cylinder head, deck height differences after machining, your ports might be off. And actually in my situation with the Holley Dominator intake on my olds, we found out that there was a cast shift. So, and this has happened on two now. I've had two of them where this happened, where the port alignment was actually off front to back. So we had almost like I would say a little under an eighth of an inch of a difference, where the port there was a big step between the intake and the surface of the cylinder head. And when I set it on there with the die chem to figure out the pattern, my buddy, when he ported it, he ground down the openings to match everything. So it's really easy with a borescope, but when you use die chem, you press it on there and you get a really good impression of the opening surface. So anyway, let's get this off. And fuck you, air tray. So I got the roller lifters in there. This is a solid roller cam. These are from Howard's. These will not require the spider tray that Fords usually do, because these are just really nice. And the best part is that they're pretty tall, so we're going to be able to rotate this engine before we put push rods in it, which it's like, thank God, because it's going to be the last thing I buy is push rods and rocker arms, since I'm footing the bill on that. But hopefully tomorrow evening, I can come out here, torque the cylinder heads, get the intake on, the oil pan on, and really from here, it's going to go fast. Now the timing cover, I hope I got the right one. There's like 3 different ones for Fords, I believe. Maybe even 4, maybe even 5. I don't know. Fords are really fucking weird. Even though they're not really foreign to me, with every single Ford engine I have built, I have found between years, it's really goofy, like the earlier ones, the 70s, the 80s. Yeah, there's like varieties in there. So, yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll come out here, torque the cylinder heads. Obviously, I got my piston rings. Can you believe I bought an entire box of piston rings for just one ring? If anybody needs a set of 40 over Ford rings, get a hold of me, because I only took one out of there. Or if you need spares, fucking pay for the shipping, take them. So either way, we found out the camshaft degreed in within a half degree. So as you guys can see, I got my spiffy piss pan, which is actually the Moroso oil pan for the future Oldsmobile small block built for me, which I'm using it just so there's no oil, because I had to oil the lifters up. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have a little bit more together, and from here the hard part is really done. Everything else is going to come into play once we get it ready for the run stand. And before I could even get it ready for the run stand, my boss's engine that we are planning on selling has to go back on the run stand with paint and everything, and make a good video about that. That's going to be for sale. That's a 306 Ford as well. So yeah, I've built quite a bit of Fords in the last couple of years, actually. Kind of odd. So on that note, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. If there's anything particular I guess you guys would like me to see that I kind of do, we did a cold start video. I'll upload that later. So really, that's what I got going on. And then hopefully once this gets done, we'll jump on that Turbo 350. We'll have another transmission video for you guys. So share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Copper Cutlass. Really don't do shit on Facebook. So see ya.